Huge news in Bitcoin today regarding Morgan Stanley. Let's dive into this. Morgan Stanley informed a very large team of its financial advisors that it will soon permit them to offer Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs, to certain clients. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Not only are they jumping in the deep pool, they are working with their clients and with their advisors. And this really sets a precedent because they are the first Wall Street bank to do this. Now, there are many organizations, large and small, that have jumped into Bitcoin, but this is a major Wall Street bank offering up ETFs, but only to certain clients. So stick with me and I'll explain what this is all about. So the firm's roughly 15,000 wealth advisors will be able to recommend shares of two different ETFs. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, IBIT, that's the symbol, the NASDAQ symbol, IBIT, and Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund, FBTC. So IBIT, that's BlackRock's, and FBTC, which is Fidelity's, and only those two. So those are the two ETFs recommended by Morgan Stanley through their 15,000 wealth advisors. So here are a couple of facts about this I want to let you know. Bitcoin has climbed roughly 50% this year. If I want to be exact, that's maybe 46, 47% this year. And the two Bitcoin tracking ETF funds have gained about 35%. Variety of reasons for that. What matters is that Bitcoin is up this year. So this is big news because when you have an asset, a commodity, sort of financial instrument that goes wild and crazy in terms of gains, then what happens is eventually Wall Street smells blood in the water. They know that they can make money from fees. They can make money by advising people to buy and sell certain things. So they are in the business of wealth management and, let's say, manipulating their advisors as well as their clients into making certain kinds of investments. We'll kind of leave it at that. So what I want to point out here is, or ask the question, so why is this such a big deal? It is a first from a major Wall Street bank. Now, I've said this before, but I can't emphasize this more. I have to emphasize this so strongly because if you think about where the big money is at, well, it's in these Wall Street firms that are doing exactly this kind of thing. And these guys are the first major Wall Street bank to do so. Very big deal. And another thing I want to point out is that, of course, Charles Schwab, for example, has allowed for these ETFs. And not every major mutual fund or every major brokerage has jumped on the bandwagon. So as far as I know, Vanguard is not offering up any kind of way to purchase Bitcoin directly at this point, or even indirectly via an ETF. But it's really a big deal here for Morgan Stanley as an investment bank to be doing this. And yes, we have plenty of brokerages like Charles Schwab already jumping in. So what we're finding out is that access to Bitcoin is getting easier and easier. While it is generally a wiser thing to do for certain people to acquire Bitcoin and then self-custody it, if you don't want to have to worry about the technology and the tactics for self-custodying Bitcoin, well, these are the ways to do it. These ETFs are incredible. Again, IBIT and FBTC are the two offered up by Morgan Stanley. So which clients exactly? In other words, are all of Morgan Stanley's clients able to access these two ETFs at this point in time? Well, the answer is no, there are some hurdles. There's a qualification here. Clients could qualify if they have a net worth of at least $1.5 million, a high risk tolerance, and an interest in investing in speculative assets. So the big hurdle here is the necessity to have $1.5 million in net worth. And without that, Morgan Stanley can't and won't work with you directly. Now, there are other ways, obviously, to buy IBIT and FBTC. You could simply have a Charles Schwab account, have a few $1,000s in there, for example, and you could buy either one of those ETFs, IBIT or FBTC. So you don't need to be, at this point in time, you don't need to be a Morgan Stanley client in order to access these ETFs. But it really is very big news when you take a step back that a major Wall Street bank is working with their advisors, advising their advisors to in turn advise certain clients that, hey, these two avenues, these two ETFs into Bitcoin could be magic for them. And with these gains this year already, it's likely to attract more attention. And if anything happens regarding the US dollar, if things continue on the path they're on with the debt, inflation, any of these macro factors and big picture factors will continue to put pressure on dollars, on fiat US dollars, and an escape hatch or an escape valve might just be Bitcoin, even through these ETFs. So, although, again, for many types of individuals who really want control and visibility in the very best possible way, self-custody is the way. And you can look these things up very easy online, and I've covered that in other videos as well. This is John S. Rhodes of the Rhodes Brothers. My brother Matt Rhodes and I work very hard to educate and help. So please share, like, comment, and by all means, look in the description area because we have a lot more information for you about generating wealth, cash flow, income, but also artificial intelligence and so much more. So take a look at the description. This is John S. Rhodes signing off. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Take care.